For my very first interview today, we are going to be discussing a topic that is very delicate, very sensitive to a lot of people out there. And then, many counselor Lutterodt and I think that we've had the feedback about our episode on cohabitation. The feedback is amazing. Now, today, after Valentine, we are going to be discussing single at the age of 30, both men and women. We will look at the pros and cons of it, and then we will see the way forward. Mene, the ever-loving counselor Lutterodt, one counselor in Ghana, and then Mene Babetrishin Komo. Ofa, Emma Kwaba.
What is saying?
Yami Adum. Now, Yami Adum. Yami Shrine.
You see, after Valentine, so did you celebrate Valentine at all?
Oh, yes, I did. In my own way.
How do you celebrate Valentine in your own way? I don't know.
Oh, probably I just took myself out. Just a normal thing.
That was a waste of resources because Valentine is not supposed to be celebrated by you in your own way.
Okay. How is it supposed to be celebrated?
Is a romantic time.
Okay.
So Valentine is not meant for friends.
Okay.
Originally, it's meant for people who are in sexual relationship.
Okay.
So it's a night of expressing sexual intercourse in different formulas.
Okay. But what if your partner is not available as at that time? No.
Then you can't celebrate Valentine. Do you understand?
You can do virtual celebrating.
Like you have sex.
Virtual celebrating of Valentine.
How? Because if there's no sex in Valentine, it's not Valentine.
Really?
Yes, because the law that enacted Valentine celebration was breaking the myth of refusing people from having sexual intercourse. So when it's Valentine without sex, it's not Valentine.
Okay.
So replacing Valentine with chocolate day, replacing Valentine with church prayers and those things, they are waste of resources.
Really? Because a lot of counselor, I think our space is okay if you take off your mask.
You want me to take off my mask? Why?
Say you have to be audible.
They can't hear me.
No, we can't hear you.
Oh, okay. So I should mask off.
Mask off. Say and say Piotr now. Hey, counselor, so who you who be you? Who you who me now one cry groma?
What was that?
Me worry.
And what was now who kunu me na me show Piotr de na mkroma under yamiase.
Me da yamiase say worship Piotr.
Now benya bema te say me a oji na yiri Piotr di a wa share TV so.
Okay. You're entitled to your opinion.
You awade aye den ama o.
I am a why.
Wo.
Me. Counselor.
Na say unya nka wale.
Minyaya. How do you know say minyaya nka ma why?
Don't power wale.
You don't just assume for someone.
No,
anyway, let's focus
that
on Valentine.
No na che say wa ko di Valentine. Na say guy na kwan you oni am say won so na wale ho aye dem ma. Kan be dem say anya dem ma.
Anya dem ma me. Enya person ma o ti say.
Person mo wale me bo a. Na wo na wo timi nya wa adwen. Enti wale ho aye dem ma.
Anya dem ma me. Enya na.
Ba nya hwe Valentine betwam.
Right.
Nyame ne eda na say nkrofo edi.
Right.
Those who didn't have opportunity to celebrate Valentine too, you can do it the next time. But I think that this year the market was not too good for people for Valentine because of the COVID. Because Valentine is more of sexual orientation. I hear people want to spice up their relationship during Valentine. I mean, it's an insane behavior. What do you spice up?
Oh, so probably maybe living with each other. Sometimes you just want to change the ambience, so introduce new things into your sexual lives as a couple.
It will affect the relationship.
It won't, but at least you enjoy it. This
is the mentality of women, and that is why it's killing marriage and killing the dreams in marriages. Every time you have some movie mentality in your head, expecting it to work as women. So people are spicing up their relationship. Spicing up relationship is a daily thing. It's not when you choose one date to spice it up. It doesn't work that way. And all the counselors who are following me, I'm teaching them, they are still not learning. And that's what is causing the challenging time. But thank God the Valentine has come. And my fear is that people should use more condoms before we have unwanted babies. Because it's better to use condom to refuse children. It's also better for you to use condom than to do abortion, because getting pregnant and terminating it doesn't make you wise. It makes you foolish, because pregnancy is not an airborne disease,
right.
but it's an act
yeah.
that and I told you the last time I met that there are 3 forms. We have the wanted, we have the planned, the unplanned, and the unwanted.
Right.
So once you have pregnancy that is unwanted, you grow and die as an unwanted child, no matter what happens to you. You can become the president of the republic, but when the story of your life is spoken, it connects itself to your act of being unwanted. Your mother and father had a sexual relationship, never intended to have you. And by virtue of your mother's foolishness and not preparing herself to receive what was ready for, a man is always ready to impregnate. It's a woman that has an ovulation that you have to teach the woman sex education to know when to ovulate and when to have sex, when to not to have sex. So don't have any.
But then is this always? Is this? Let me ask you this: is that always the case though? Because there are certain times where a woman can have sex while she's not ovulating, but still get pregnant.
It's not true. As a scientist, I would never believe that.
Really?
Never. God
so what of those people who get pregnant when they have sex during their menstrual period?
So it means that they ovulate during their menstrual period.
Okay.
That's the thing. There are people that don't break all the eggs.
Okay.
They break and fertilize at the same time.
Okay.
I have cases. I have a woman who got married, and the marriage went sour because she was barren. And when I had her as a client, she now has 3 children.
Oh wow!
You only be able to impregnate her when she's bleeding. And having sex whilst you're menstruating, there's nothing wrong with it.
Of course. Hey, people have in forward spiritual beliefs.
There's nothing spiritual about sex. Forget about it. There's nothing. Those ones there are things that they use to scare human beings. Having sex when you're menstruating has nothing. Has rather health benefits.
I've heard. Not to say I believe what I've heard,
but I mean, it's a rumor. Care about your belief.
It's a rumor. And I'm saying, "Kofo be brain now so ajia to mu say." Sebe wo ba ebu ni nsa ye ne no enna because we ebe ma ebe say wo dwuma ni that is the mentality of
nkofo di ma o mabu o musa yeyi ama wo tua ye nka wa dwuma mu and discovering of the tua ye nka their business are growing after having sex with girls who have menstruated
right
now ni oba da we na you be ma we na ho afo moja obesu anabeku so what are we talking about? I mean, there are things that they said it earlier to keep people away from having sex and like everyone say Wednesday. We want to leave the place to grow. We want to give people time to rest. But there's nothing wrong with having sex when you're menstruating. Okay. There's nothing medically wrong. There's nothing spiritually wrong. Unless you're a fetish priest and your shrine wants to keep you away and putting fear in you. But especially when you're a child of God and a Christian, where I'm not worshiping idols, having sex during menstruation, the only challenge is that it's messy. It's going to cause a lot of soiling around. So prepare very well. Put a thick towel somewhere so that you don't soil up. But know how to clean yourself, and it's good. It helps you relieve yourself from the menstrual cramps. You have the SC4, SC2, SC5 during menstruation, which gives a man a lot of help, health-wise. So I mean, grow and have sex during menstruation. It will help you. I mean, to change your orientation. There's nothing evil about it. They should stop lying to you. Okay. Some of you are even afraid to release your your menstrual part out there. Yes, for
spiritual purposes.
What do you call it? Now the thought you couldn't change grandson die, but now I'm talking 1 pound a year license.
Oh, say, but a idea was say a man carbon timper because I want comforting power. I can tell you for a fact, say, and then you two go about to say a vox pop on this issue. About 90% of the people will tell you, say, a bonnie, a museo.
And try a demon throw. You see, you ask him, trust them, say, you know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
Right.
So when lie becomes the common thing that people practice, it becomes the order of the day. You can't trust you can't trust say you can't trust say funny face bibia funny face yare or the need down Jimmy you say oh yet you say if you shall nigga onum we onum nsa de okanyen yansa ya gia tum say afun we kind of crisis here we ja we ni nsa no wenti okanyansa 70 say ayenti so ya gi ntro bitum sa na akodane no kre amaye but I mean there's nothing I just want to find somebody who can come and prove me biblically, spiritually, that when it comes to having sex with a woman who is bleeding, there's something wrong with it. Okay. Unless if you are worshiping a particular God, and the God wants to give you rules governing it, who sure about or share read that I mean, those ones are the fears that they attach to the shrine.
Okay.
So that they will have some part of methodology. It is all called Busumfia, don't know any the normal height. They be a as we would more be so boom now okotono as okase kotono unfi no or be so nya lower part of your inclination to do or see you pabwa not to be access to your sister. Which what he said, so from the beginning of the entering of the place, they have conscientized you to have a level of fear to respect what they have.
Whatever they have.
Any idea, man. Now, what is I say? Akukọ na de buy no ya tin na am ya de go there.
On the come up some for.
I mean, yiri ja ho. Waje buy there. Waje akukọ.
Okay,
ya be akukọ kan ya wenya asem yi. Gobeji 2000 onya hwe. Oga se fraud o mse mbo mu. Omo tunya mwe. Ese o ma ko musia gosi. Mizi onya wuye. O man kwatete. So there are things that they do to put fear in you, and if really you understand your culture and you have to say your core beliefs, these things are nothing. Having sex with a woman who is bleeding, unless it's against a particular shrine. But with God, there's nothing like that. In the book of Exodus, when it said that a woman who is bleeding should not have anything to do. Unfortunately for us, in the dispensation of the grace, there are pastors' wives who are bleeding and they are praying for people. They are on the altar. They are wearing menstrual pads. Those days, you didn't have menstrual pads. But there's of mommy or buninsa or bonfire. That's what bleeding. Nyanko put him pie. What's it? There are some man sha what the nyama bebre be chire mo sa so e no kura ne yanka no kura ne nchire o man no. Let's know the truth. Say ubu nsa e time ma obi say e bia moja ne begu enti do preparation so that you have sex during the time. Obi so ananasi na ya se ne ye too much distance say
onto me
down for penetration enti ne never basa. I mean, these are the things we should tell people, and we should teach men menstruation, teach women menstruation. We have negatively made men believe said menstruation they are the time and to be the yire wo hokra na obunisa
some person be nwe aduane ama
so do come do am odibi sesema kwakwa fans and phone am be so nwe aduane na de okoto ade no no menstruation no to. You see, we are not thinking when that thing was enacted. We were having a farm at the backyard, but here's the case: me yiri ko dwom maami no to jeni wo no ho wabunisa de oto mo money wabunisa de oto mo wabunisa. So what are we talking about? Why are we trying to tie ourselves with a lot of lies? Who could be choba no wabunisa na wa efufu nkwan ya undi
ubedi
na yiri de nge wabunisa ji undi na choba de no good maami no no choba no wabunisa. You see, there are too much lies. And we will continue unveiling the lies. Because when the truth comes, freedom, we say, and you will know the truth.
And the truth
shall set you free. Or come do. And I'm either boon incentive on your name, mammy, and I'm either boon incentive on Tiffy. Or come bed do ama. Many of Banna can make boom in 14 days.
Yes,
the beer me boom. So say yes, and yes, I the Jim Crofosika. Why don't you cry no bow? Why she lipstick a good part, Masha, say, who knows that kind of, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know this morning when I got up. I don't know what happened. Anytime you tell me to come, after paying the Uber, then I realized that I'm bleeding. I don't know when I got here just now. I went to the washroom to check, and I realized that, I mean, it's happening. Let's postpone it. Oh, don't worry. I love bleeding women. Me if I toilet trap parry. When I base after me people back nothing is coming. It's not flowing. That's so. Who's that Mary cutest? I mean, let's speak.
I think Senya can say emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
There's so much mental slavery. Thinking that will keep our young girls and young boys from something. I think that we should teach boys menstruation. Okay. We have not taught them menstruation, and we put fear
discuss
in them.
them.
So they're not helping their wives. Yeah. Not just the disgusting nature. For me, I not just because I'm a medical person, but I learned menstruation. I learned how to repair at home. So when my wife delivered, I think that my second child, I took it from the house. I delivered my child in the bathroom.
Oh, you did yourself?
Oh yes, I mean I retained placenta, measured it, and then delivered my son in the bathroom.
Wow.
So I mean the Lyco and everything. It's not because I work in a hospital, but I realized that when our third born, my mom delivered, I went for the cloth and I came to wash the Lyco and the cloth because there's nothing. When blood is in bed sheets, I'm taught how to wash it. When we're growing, there was nothing like what the lazy way of you the women currently the diaper,
the sanitary pad,
who are using.
tampon.
No, I'm talking about I mean tampon. Even Ghanaians who don't know how to use tampon. What I'm talking about is the babies. Now you're using diapers. So when they you damp it. But those that were using napkins. Yeah. You have to learn how to remove the poo from the napkin and how to take it out, how to wash it. Even how to fix the napkin for a male child. It's different from how to, because the safety pin was not a lock. It was a safety pin, a pin with a safety on it. You have to learn how to make sure that you go and take the third layer, how to even fold it, how to wash it. We learn these things. So when my wife bleeds, on the bed, I will not fold it and go and throw it away. I'll wash it. So when you come to me and we make love on my bed and you soil it, you don't wash it. I don't know why a girl will come to have sex and because she has soiled my bed, she feels shy and say, I have to wash it before I go. And you have guys say, hey, you saw the bed, she wash before you go. No. I should wash it. You understand?
It shouldn't be a big deal.
Because you should learn it. Okay. Let's raise husbands at home. Let's raise wives at home. There are even girls today who, when they soil their panties, they don't wash. They throw it away.
They throw it away.
But let me say it here. Any woman or any young girl who gathers her panties to wash weekly is dirty and have a mental disorder.
What is the ideal?
There's nothing ideal. What is the truth?
So the truth is,
you wash your pants when you finish bathing. You wash it in a bathhouse.
Okay.
People say soak it with detergent. Anytime you begin to soak your pants with detergent, it means that you are carrying an infection. And when you carry infection, you don't soak your pants with detergent. You discard the pants and treat the infection.
And then
so
buy a new set of
now kwesiada memreda utifiebi young girl bi wasini pioto bebre 14 no asusom or mental deficiency.
Really?
Yes. Putting your pants on the sun is accepted, but washing your pants weekly. And you have one young man we see now pants can or baby or one pioto na so no sin wa dwimu yare mental deficiency oni nyansa pioto ukwu aduade a ne wasi enti na wo samna mienu pioto na ngasa hifa na yefin e ase ho no and ase ho no bibi anim unless there's something wrong with you. Okay. We are what we call the 365 cycle cleanup. That's why the vagina is 10 times cleaner than the mouth.
Okay.
Oba ase ngasa e neat utwam kakra bosumi bia nyanko wo kwan a the system goes where you kakra it will be kitu abi da ho na ba na wasi ukwa no aso ase aso kitikiti we no wasi ubie na de oboa no oboa no obi bi somebody wa boa ne panta ni kunu ansi ba man say odi ne sabe som de okoto new set bre no
mo vale sakram
na so wagim o woro de ade na woro
so won sana ade ro jade na to be for sense
na wa yesi na o woro de usom sei ba ma bia mpo odi ne sabe mienu wo pito ejimi fo ese ye fa sabe mienu woro pito ye de na kokromoti na wo obra pito
hey counselor
bisa ko fori e me kire ya ko US na cho
no wait, I mean
Obama we woro pito say you are virgin ti kasani enko
me a virgin
wo okay obi atumi a virgin you could be a masturbating virgin you could be a remedial virgin or you could even be an anal virgin and to o kasa o virgin obi anka so ngidi na brand no re wo no hwehwe oyi
yeah brand be no re
so o hwehwe ana on kan tell so
I don't know what you're talking about.
I make social media. You are not a virgin.
Oh, are you serious?
Because I know the last guy who has sex with you, but because you're not, I can't say it. I can't say it in public.
Why can't you say it in public?
Because you are still single.
Councillor Lutterodt to say yenfa yensa enrope to ne de ye kokromoti na ero.
Yeah, the
nine kokromoti.
And now we are found world then a surprise.
Wait, so how do you go about it? Let's go through that.
No, you come and tell them after the show.
Why?
Because I'll have sex with you.
Like you can.
Oh, I can't.
Anyway, you can't.
Oh, why?
You're married.
So married people cannot have sex with you?
No.
You've not had sex with a married man before?
No.
I hope you are not afraid because they say when you sleep with a married man, when you also marry, somebody's
No.
You know that is not true.
I know.
Karma doesn't apply with sexual issues.
Okay.
Because I hear people saying that when you sleep with your husband, who so worry and Crawford you
hey,
tell me. Abari bi onu obi akunu da. We are here we ni kunu okunu. To say ade bi ayira. O just say anti. Unyo obi kunu no rewa. Eya. Bema wutie mi sesia o hwe me. Ufa uyire chi na akori ga bi ti say we a. Ti abusua na nim. We no na ni feel say oyire da de pa ho. Na eto de bi a mo so mu kokurum na mo ko we na ti say akoko ntakra. So for apia muntumi perform na ma emani fo obu ma moyire no won so ani obi kunu twempra ti wanim na twempra ni yi ese uni obi kunu twempan so anya bone eye nyankopon adom eye grace.
Really?
Oh yes, there's nothing wrong with having sexual intercourse with somebody's husband. There's nothing wrong with it.
Before we come to our topic, which is single at 30, I mean, this is linking to it. There are lots of inkrofo asebi one more find your mohu in a situation be at the age of 30 no me worry a mini boy mini mpana enti be a inkrofo make sure money no ma worry enti no you start to build a relationship with them now before you know it you are with them you are dating them and all that and now you telling us to say will be dating and as will be no be kunu e twimpana enye bone no I mean all this while no ya try say enisa oni obi kunu twimpana na e bone. because you are spoiling someone's home, you are taking away someone's father, someone's husband, and all that. And why do you think say anybody?
Well, thank you very much. Let me say a big thank you to Bodyline Clothing for my suit.
Right.
I could have come here naked, and my nakedness is awesome for people to see because I'm not like that thing. Me, when I'm naked, it's nice. I like my body.
Okay.
I've not bleached before, so I have my natural color. But I can't come on set naked. So let me say a big thank you to Bodyline Clothing for my suit. Accra Central, just despite building. Go and get one for yourself. The more you buy, the more they give me to wear. My shoes you can't see, but from say I'm wearing a different shoe now. And the mouth, Rollins says, ex-president late Rollins says, the mouth of a man's shoe determines the orifice of his male organ. So you can see the way my male organ is by looking at my feet. And a woman's lips determine the way her vagina looks like. So you can look at her lips on a close shot and see what she's carrying. And you have a very small clitoris. That is why it's shaking like that. I've described the way she looks for you so you can admire and taste it whilst you are far away from her. Your question is very important. Let me answer it. No, you just remember that I just described your vagina and your clit. You're shocked, I know.
Why will I be shocked? You just
but your clit is small, by your nose. Your nose shows the size of your clit. If it's not like that, then you have a deformity.
Answer my question, please.
Oh, you're crying.
That's all. Don't bring Lutterodt here again.
Well, I'm off from today, but I'm coming here next week again.
Right.
I mean,
obviously.
Okay, watch it here. You are 30.
Right.
And unfortunately for you, you want to build relationship. And you are saying you are not seeing anybody, you are not having sex with anybody, there's nobody around you. You have been told if you go out with somebody's husband, it's a sin. And have they told you what sin is it? Have you ever been told that same thing before?
No.
They say you are breaking a home, you are taking somebody's father, you are taking somebody's husband. To where?
to your home.
How? You see, we have to learn that there are 5 types of women in the life of every man.
Okay.
And this type of women, whether you pray, you shout, they are there. The first category of women in the life of every man, we can call them the wives. No, we can call them, they are called the wives.
Okay.
And to be a wife is when your bride price is paid.
Okay.
And it is understood legally, traditionally, socially, that you are a wife to this man.
Okay.
That is a woman in the life of a man.
Okay.
The next woman in the life of a man is called a friend. Like you. You can be my friend because as you walk, I won't waste my money on anything on you.
Okay.
You are just a friend. And a friend is somebody with platonic relationship.
All right.
It doesn't involve kissing, caressing, none of the above. You are called a girlfriend in the life of a man.
Okay.
The third people I call sex mate. There's a difference between a girlfriend and a sex mate.
Okay.
So once you are in the life of a man and you are a woman and we are indulging ourselves in sexual intercourse, then you are not my girlfriend, but you are my sex mate. And your activities is equated to a shower because at the end of the day, once I have sex with you, I invest money in you.
Okay.
Most of the time, the money we invest after having sex with people who are sex mates, it's not like deliberately giving them money for sex, but we pay Uber for them. We buy them credit. All these things we do is just to win them to have sex with them. So you are in a shower, but you are trying to glorify it. But
so what if, just to chip in, say, what if, say, Obano, one your BB, all right, they both mutually understand that we are having sex and all that, and there is no exchange of money and all that. Does that make the woman?
So there's nothing.
Right.
You are just giving sex. You don't take anything.
Right.
Except emotional attachment. It's an investment.
Okay.
You are still in a shower.
Okay. Rightly said.
So I think I brought it to your level. So let me continue. The fourth group of people are what we call the baby mamas.
Okay.
A baby mama is any young lady who have a child with a man. Whether the man is married or is not married, you are a baby mama. There's nothing called single mother.
Okay.
In our study of marriage counseling and relationship, there's no term called single mother.
So what if they were married, right? And me can't say divorce, but for some reason the man is not available. The man is never there for the child. You know, the man is out of the house.
To where?
And I don't know, anywhere he wants
the
to
child
go.
Has
and then
a father.
the child has a father, all right.
Yes.
But then the woman is the one who has been doing the taking care, the paying the fees and everything.
That's foolishness in the first place.
It doesn't qualify him.
The father is there.
So the father doesn't want to perform the duty. So
Who
there's
says?
not.
By who?
I mean that's what his actions
you
are
see,
showing.
that sort of silly thing women are doing right now that they want to prove to men that they can take. I don't respect any woman.
No, but Pastor Lutterodt, you are getting it wrong. If the man, no, wait.
Why should the man say I won't take it?
But yes, some people do it.
Why? And you are the man.
He has his anything.
Oh, so you know what to do?
No, sometimes you take it to the child whatever service and all that. They don't follow up.
It's not true, because you get tired, and justice grinds slowly.
Okay.
If you teach one man common sense, because look, I tell people, you go to the law court and you think it's slow. You take the guy's picture to church. Let the pastor begin to pray on his head. If the pastor's prayer is not working, take him to a nearby shrine. If a man has become negligent of his duty and you pray hernia for him, for his penis to shrink and his testicles become big because he has touched you wrongly, life will be better for him. But look at the number of men walking in town who have deposited their spermatozoa in women, and the women are struggling to take care of children. This is why we have so many bad marriages, because most of you who are taking care of children are putting negative mentality in the mind of the children. They don't grow to become better. So I don't want to hear this thing, if the man is not minding, what should you do? After all, how many will the children eat? So what are you telling the child?
Okay.
Once you take care of a child and you neglect the father out of the life of the child, it means that you are telling the child that you are a fool. Because if you are wise, you will teach that man a lesson. Let me tell you, if you have a child, one day I'll come and treat if you have a child, how do you marry? Born once. And how can born one, born two marry? There is no man like me who will marry you with a child and you are the one taking care of your child. If a man wants to marry you and your focus is the child, you never get anybody to marry you.
Okay.
That is why Vanessa, when he met a depressed Funny Face used the child to win Vanessa. Because he was nice
to the child.
I mean, if the child's father was taking care of the child, will it ever happen that way? It's like Joseph Honorable not married. Doesn't she has a child with Kennedy Japon?
Yeah.
If Kennedy Japon was not responsible, will Joseph get access to be able to marry to somebody else? No. So when a man makes you a baby mama, it doesn't end your life. Make him responsible. He cannot say that once you stop having sex with me, then I won't take care of my child. Those things are known. I say use every means. Juju means, a spiritual means, any means you can use to teach a man sense. Hey, teach him. Because if you shrink his penis, he won't do it to anybody again. But one guy is working in town and he has done 5 women the same. Miss one even was born. Miss Sao. Me de na say, "Mama, about there. How much on you? So much on me. I'm sure my dear. We Jimmy for now.
Okay.
I could be your baby. No woman has a child.
Okay.
All the children will grow to become seeds of their families.
Okay.
And it's a man's duty to take care. So I don't give money to women who are taking care of children for men. I spend money on women who want to take men to court.
Okay.
Drag them and teach them sense. I'll spend all my money on you. I don't care.
Okay.
I will spend all. When we win the case, I will make sure the man will pay everything. There's a man who was too low in this country. He's now paying school fees in Australia. He said he will kill me. I said, yes, I want to die. But I will die knowing that your children's fees are not paid by.
For. So what?
So there's a law. So there's a
okay.
woman. The third one, the fourth one I was talking about is called baby mama.
Yeah.
If you, those of you who want to have children with men, you to look at the men too. Jimmy need be your national service. That's when now the woman was showing you say, Jimmy dear, hand to mouth. Sakodi. Nipa ni nika enda ni si go do into belt. Who was showing you say? On the sun atade. Boxer shorts no one wash say. Ade dey go to fit do color na one color. Onsi. Jeans nika ye full sneaker. Ni person no wana showing you say. O when to go go. Dey dey tom kura kunta fe ko ni bi. So you see, you two who want to have a baby, there are women that have deposited their private part and connected to some good men to have babies. And out of the children today, they are better.
Right.
So you look at the man and you want to have a child. And remember, before you have a child, the child should not be unwanted. Don't meet a man and trap the man to be a baby mama.
Okay.
Type of men. The last category are called side chicks. A side chick is not the same like a baby mama.
Okay. What's the difference?
The difference is that a side chick is present because there's a wife. So any man that is married and is having a relationship with any other person, the person is called a side chick.
Okay.
You are a side chick because I have a wife. Immediately my wife leaves, you are no more. And never think that you are also a wife. You can never compare yourself to a wife as a side chick. And under no circumstance should you hear that they buy iPhone 11 for a wife. And you should demand Nokia 3310 because it is not within your purview.
Okay.
Do you understand? And you don't have a rival. When I hear wives saying that, am I rival? Rivals are produced when you have another wife of your husband. Okay. So a side chick, your duty is to remain to help the man become what he wants to be sexually.
And then the man is supposed to invest in you.
It's what you call investment. You also invest into the man.
Okay.
So don't just be there as an Egyptian mummy. Don't compare yourself to the wife. So these 5 categories of women I'm saying,
right.
If you're watching me, look for yourself. Where are you? Am I a girlfriend?
A girlfriend.
Am I a wife? Am I a girlfriend? Am I a sex mate? Am I a baby mama? Or
am I a side
chick? Now hear me. Within all the people I mentioned, there's only one that is introduced. And that's what brings it to your topic. The only one that can be introduced is called what? A wife. So a girlfriend cannot introduce herself. A sex mate cannot introduce herself. A baby mama cannot introduce herself. The child is introduced. A side chick, who and chick, why you them? So if you are my side chick by mistake.
Right.
And men, watch me. Formerly, I thought it was pride. When I'm sitting, I say, I've not had sex with anybody apart from my wife. I thought it was pride until I learned that it's foolishness. It's poverty.
Hey, you can't slam
I realize I'm poor.
There are men who decide to be
it's not
faithful to their wives.
No, that's foolishness. It's not faithfulness.
Really?
No. I've been there before, and I'm saying this. I've said it everywhere.
But maybe to you, you're entitled to your opinion. It cannot be a one jacket.
No, it's foolishness. So when you see people who are having other girls around them and you're saying they are evil, no, are you here? Hey.
In Kofobi was a kappa, so one person me for me.
Yes, you are for me. I that's on be me. I know be on pewo. But unye sika. So what is sika ni bi and these people the way they are and can then me catch your chami kwame. Say sansem no ka okro monye din. And it's only my wife, only din. I mean it's a disgrace for us to hear this from Ochami kwame. Ma catch his own jai kan. Well,
na say na yere nko na ene one
ne here only din no jai kan. Me go so kan say ejimie. My ye bi dem am say mun jai kan. When I saw you didn't want to be dinner call and fire. But me find 2 bedroom and fire. Most of we microphone so mun so we. And I man so amode tata mu kunu mo hia fo. And na say first ka be fie oba wa nya no ukunu hia ni mesi ni okowi obi fra. You microphone your pressure. When obi ampe no. So don't introduce yourself as a side chick.
Right.
It means that in an event where my wife appears and you are there and you see that there's going to be an emotional clash.
Right.
Immediately vanish.
Okay.
Pere bifa. Me MC wo banquet hall. E na opanyi bi diga bi bae. Na opanyi ne yire ne ka se omba. Ba mpanyifo yire ne mo. Omo yo madwen se yembra. Enti all of a sudden papa bi wuda mu na oni ga ne ba na ye osha no opanyi pa enti okọ high table. Okay. Enti oni ga re nam. No nimisa na yire menti o ma ba bi yire natena. But all of a sudden
no hu ne yire.
Ga ne hu ne yire. Na papa de hu ne yire no. Ga ne vanish e wo banquet hall. Yet to Polo Classic, man. After Polo Classic, yet to back man for vanishing.
Wow.
When you first saw the papa baby, and you didn't for have you pons actually, and me them timber me no be me. Or bet me do about Benjamin Kono, and you know about me, no, about Miss Happy, but I'm here. Hey, she me a ben, no. So you see, the challenge is that if you don't know your position in the life of a man, you misbehave and disgrace yourself.
Okay.
I think last week I told you here, the last time I met you, that if you are able to introduce your boyfriend to anybody, you are a fool. We don't introduce boyfriends and girlfriends.
So at what point?
Marriage.
Can you, okay.
There's no other point except marriage.
Okay.
So where there's no marriage, you can't be introduced. So as I walk, if I'm having a relationship with you as my side chick and I die, you attend the funeral as a visitor.
Not as someone entitled to anything.
Now one way be okele go jagba mo papa la ni kashi na egbo won wokele ko chagba mo ke he wale no ko we ke we ko shin ko be na mu ngani are you a fool?
It's cancel Lutterodt. Yeah, so
you hear what I've just said?
Yeah.
It means I'm trying to answer your question.
Right.
Simply put, somebody is single. So who is a single person?
Yes. That was the next thing.
Within all the category I just mentioned, you are single if you are not a wife. Simple.
So if you're a side chick, if you're a baby mama, you're a girlfriend, you're a sex mate, a booty call, whatever, you are single. Okay.
So when you talk about, so when you go to a show and they ask you that, are you single or married? And you are confused, you are a fool. If you are married, and marriage can never be secret.
Right.
So you talk about it, I am married. Do you get it? But once you are not married, and then yes, it's complicated. There's a guy who's going to marry me, and we are planning to get married very, very soon. And we bought everything as we speak. If it's not even covered, like by this February 14th, we're supposed to bless our marriage in our church. But it's because of COVID. Like by this time,
you are still single.
You are single because when your boyfriend dies, you don't become a widow.
Okay.
It is not a registered relationship. The law says that a single person is any individual who is not in any civil marriage or relationship.
Right.
So once you are not in any civil, traditional, or any form of a legal registered relationship, you are single. Right. So never be complicated. And if you are going out with any guy who has intended to marry you and is watching you on TV, and most of you the host,
hey, can't start shorter than
I meet a lot of hosts and I say they are fools. And all of a sudden, what I tell them comes to materialize. One of the TV stations. The guy was in the car. I saw is watching in name to dashboard so or channel. Yeah, point yeah get me pictures in web. What is the essence of the pictures? What is the essence of pictures? Why? Pictures for what? You say the show will close at 10. After 10, you are just there. I can't, what is it? Come and let's go. These are the red flags.
Right.
Get me to show so or your host. And now obi buy or what do you? And then the say you look very beautiful and I say thank you, but I think let's go and focus on the thing. Open show no. Now the guy not sending the message. You see, this is why I say nobody should give me complex. See what he has written. That I'm going to stop this thing very soon. For somebody to say I'm beautiful. Jimmy Bema. But Siabasa, that's what most of our people on set right now. They can't even be themselves.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
they have a lot of people to impress.
Because there's a guy who has not married you and you are scared he's going to drop you, marry you again. So whatever talent and gift you have, you don't want to exhibit it. So are you my and when they ask you if you're married, I was watching you. You were not able to say anything. You say you are single. Well, if you know you are single, then I'm also single from now. Oh, babe, no. Babe, you have to explain. I don't know what is wrong with us.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you are single, once you are not married, you are single. And there's no law in this country that says that if you are a plantain and you stay in the forest for a long time, you become banana. So in the first place, 30 and single, it means that you are 30 years and you are not in any marriage recognized relationship.
Okay.
It means you are single.
All right. Now let's come and look at Yebi Muhanum say at the age of Udi be 30, 35 ekono, a lot of people raise concerns say adentin I won't worry and all that. No. In your opinion as a counselor, no, do you think when a woman or a man is 30, especially as we look at the woman especially say at the age of 30 no or ba 30 I won't you no, is it a big deal? And do we put into consideration as to say ebi or baby or ho crampa won person will be worry
or baby on person will be Jimmy for me to sabi ohun faso ni down here
so obi or ho person will be worry o
na so ohun faso ni dey ohun faso was assassin dey you have no use, you are useless if you don't get married. That's why I say that the Roman father and Roman sisters, most of them will go to hell because they're useless.
Okay.
And the word useless, you are used, but less. The useful nature of a woman was created in the Garden of Eden because of marriage. Everything about you is to continue procreation. So where did you make a decision not to marry? Where? Where is the biblical exegesis that proves that when you are not married, you are more holy before God? Says who? There's no scripture point.
I don't think some women who make that decision think it will make them holy before
God. What?
Obi ohonoma Ebi a circumstance ne nneɛma bi a wafe
like what?
Person will be worried.
If a gunman disappoints you, have you tried that way? And go in do. You see, you don't make some decisions with a life and death. Right. It says for there's power in the tongue. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. So you should be extra careful and cautious with what you say to yourself. The fact that you went into a relationship with a guy and the guy just disappointed you doesn't mean that all guys are bad. The fact that you are sleeping with somebody's husband and constantly you don't know ovulation, you don't know what is happening, and you keep getting pregnant and doing abortion, doesn't mean men are bad. So when somebody says that I am not ready to marry, as for marriage, never in my life. Because of what? Because of there was a lady in this country who took a stand like you, the way you are sitting, for many years of her life, sat on TV, and as for marriage, no, know yourself, be who you are, discover yourself, your values as a woman. And she kept doing. She hosted me on a show. And constantly for 1 month, I kept dealing with her on the set. Before I finished the show, she was trying to, it's pre-recorded, so she was trying to cut some things that when she cut, it counts, she cuts, it counts. The next thing is that I saw that she has changed her voice now. She's married. Then when she got married, all the people she has let into the ditch are insulting her. Because now every morning she gets up, she wants to post a message for husbands. And as for my husband, only man can go worry in time and yes, so don't say some. If things are not going well for you, learn that you are created for marriage as a woman.
Okay. Yabeko for quick commercial break. Now yababetwa in common. So is it wrong to be single at 30? And how people raise concerns and all that, how can you deal with issues like that? We'll be right back with Councillor Lutterodt. Please do stay tuned. Welcome back. Yeah, that's so streaming live on Facebook at Bright TV. But more than share link and because the topic up for discussion today is single at 30. Na answer ni ebeko break and na Councillor Ekasa. Obeto so answer na mebusa my next question.
So like I'm saying, we should understand the life we're living as a single person, that you are not married. So don't live like a married person.
Okay.
Because most of you sit on TV and you are afraid to say I am single. There's a guy, it was a church program I did, and I say all of you who are single here, rise up on your feet. The president of the youth was going out with one of the choristers in the church. So when I say if you are single here, rise up on your feet, the president got up. And the chorister got offended that we are going out. Why should you get up? But me, one of the ladies that I dated 32 women before I got married. 32. And I'm proud to say that out of the 32 women, none of them saw my penis. I never had sex with them because I was not doing a shower with them. And I say it, I'm proud to say it. The issue is that one of the ladies.
So did you get married as a virgin?
No. The one who broke my virginity ran away to Italy. And it was a very, very shameful break of my virginity. Because I disgraced myself after growing to know what is sex. If it was now, she want me to break. Hey, my God. Because it was too shameful. Anytime I play it back, I want to cry.
I mean, it's your first time. It's understandable.
Every time, Papa. I am my instruction. Obama instruction. Be an Jimmy.
Oh, Councillor.
Say no, don't use the fork.
But
use the sticks. Hey, don't hit here. Bring in your here.
But say.
I'm not to say me. Hey, don't convince me.
I'm not convincing you, but
that's my family.
No, wait. Yes, that was
when you were before. How do I carry such a thing and go and disgrace the family?
No, listen. That was when you were a child.
I was a child.
That was your first time.
I was above 30.
Okay. Above 30?
Yes!
Good.
So disgraceful.
But then you didn't know what you were doing.
It was shame.
But I don't see any shame in the fact
My
that...
sister, it's a shame.
No, I'm not even talking about your situation. Let me finish my point. What I'm saying is that I don't see any shame in a woman telling a man during sexual intercourse the places you should touch and how you... you don't know the woman's body. You don't know the woman's body.
Anytime you're having sex with a woman, she tells you, hold my hair for me to come. She has insulted you. Do you know what sexual intercourse is? It's exploration. I should look for and meet.
Okay.
Then I kick out horror. And I'm not somehow, I'm never. So I'm not to come. Me and then. And then my Jimmy Fonso. I'm about to say, how no, so I'm me auntie.
Me,
I'm now so. I do a fan number. My son. Oh, bad. Okay.
So in your
point, I like doggy. So when they start with you, for you to come. Tell yourself. I come only when you lick me. Okay. You come. It's the sexual intercourse.
Okay. So the man is supposed to explore. You are supposed to explore and look for. Okay. And that's why I say that when you meet a woman who has masturbated and is a virgin, you will die. Because when they use vibrators, you can't meet their needs. What are people who masturbate and don't use vibrators?
Any masturbator is a burden in bed. Because everything you do, her sexual orientation is gone. Okay. Masturbation is brain damage. Can you tickle yourself and laugh? You tickle yourself and laugh. It's not possible. Okay. So how do you use your own hand to play with, stimulate your organ and arrive if you are normal? It's not somebody's handle. If I use my tank on your clit, Tavribomski, it's not the same like using your fingers. Okay. So let's learn that those of you masturbating from today, stop. Okay. You have guys who say they are Christians. They go into the bathroom and kiss up concert party. And they use kiss up more. It's a brand. It's a boys. I'm sure the kiss up here. Kiss up concert party. Here 2 times a day. Very twice.
Oh, my little moja drone.
You say, Ushiana. Oh, yeah, then. And man, they dangerous. No. Oh, one son. Oh, say no. Or Susi say. Or so vibrating. So be careful. So the way I broke my virginity, it has never been a good thing before. Okay. And so when I graduated and I became a sex therapist, I decided to teach people that if you are not a virgin or you want to break your virginity, break it sensibly in the way. So let's learn to say that we need to teach things before 30. Right. So you are 30, you are single. Let everybody know you are single. And like you asked a question, people say, I don't want to marry. Right. Now, anytime you open your mouth and tell yourself, I don't want to marry, you are cursing yourself because in the labor ward, when you give birth to a male child, they come and say, whoa, he's a boy. Wow, come and grow and marry and expand our family. So when there's a male child, we pray that you marry to expand the family because Obama soon your family busuan etre. If you are a woman, they say, wow, bewali adi wat na se brana be wanre na woman. So from your childhood, your gender is determined by what you are supposed to come and do. Okay. So we are raising you as a future wife, as a future mother. Then you grow and get to 30 because nobody is coming. Then you tell somebody that wadi empo there. Are you serious? Why would you say you don't want marriage? Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. So people have cared and said, look, why don't you want marriage? No man is coming. Let me tell the women, no man wants an ugly woman. Okay. So I tell the girls, if you don't have money and your breast is flat, Bible says in the book of Songs of Solomon chapter 8, verse number 8, it says our sister's breasts are small. So we can't give her a hand in marriage. No man will marry a flat chest woman. Unufuswa, uniska adebeye. Udresia, mani jina ho. Socks. Ya di shape brazier in. Foam brazier and say a man ne pono da. Most of me I sell brazier. I sell brazier and panties. So we have even the silicone one that we can put just under your breast to pop it up. You can come and buy it. It's a brazier. But what I'm saying is that look at yourself. If you are ugly, that's why I say you marry again. Change. If you are Schwarzenegger, crack or anything. She has enhanced. What must I say? She's the only bold girl in town who, apart from Moesha, who went to sit on BBC, and then we got to know she has done it and gone. Now she has increased her spas. Moesha to a pan and nine. And not to talk about the two deformed girls. Ayali form you know wo kroma mu nyina mu huri so. Pamela ni girl na aba. The level of breast they are carrying is a deformity. It's not normal, it's abnormal.
Right.
So don't jump to that deformity. Or baby awu nya e wo sene se ulufo enyi e wo sena otunyi e wo sena enti enyim pa ho a enti girl na wa boss Pamela wo be chere show. E ya defo mienu. They are sick. This is a deformity. So we are talking about normal growth. Normal growth we share na ho time. Wani mu nyefe, ukala nye yia, but mondin na wankasa ye bibi because be me bia pa de ye fe. What is making you think that you don't want to marry? Why would you say I don't want to marry? Because I went out with a particular man, and when I went out with the man,
no,
what happened
but
to
you
me?
know there are people that also say, oh, okay, ebi as say, you know, be manimba. Awari ni ma.
Okay.
Enti ise nyomo.
Awari
ni ma. Uleti. Awari ni ma be manimba nti enye. Mami me shame ho so. Like, you know, let me focus on myself, try to work on myself and everything.
No, what
focus on my career
no, what
and
do you
everything.
have to focus on? What do you have to focus on?
Your career.
Now,
other things.
No, in marriage, you can't focus on career?
You can, but they may kind of say there are women who find themselves in such situations and maybe they've been in several relationships, it's not working out.
Why didn't it work?
Well, you can never tell.
No, we can tell.
Okay.
You see, that's the problem I have with you. The reason why some of us have been trained to teach to help you is that you go to relationship. Now, for example, if you, I was sharing with you before the break that there was a lady that I broke up with, and she was supposed to be the one that was supposed to be my wife.
Okay.
She had all the qualities I want. The wrong thing she did while I broke up with her was that she bought a birthday cake for my mother.
How is that wrong in your opinion?
She was shocked that I broke up with her after saying thank you.
Why?
Who born dog? Me, my mother's birthday. Then you will buy cake for my mother and told her that you are who? How did you introduce yourself with a cake?
Okay. So in this case, Anka, why your introduction to your mother already?
No, I'm introducing you to my mother as well.
Okay.
Meet my girlfriend. Nimbu Adiana, mi fie. You know got your girlfriend.
Say me oba mpese me worry ni ni.
Me pese me worry no. Me nim girlfriend na ware.
Okay.
Most na ye jim mudin gromo no. Enti no wa kire four guys. Eyi abana na meyie na se ne maame ewu na ese ekokoma ase ma ase ewu na se nwale abrantie na me ne ko na maame na ewu na ke ba we next man na ne maame ewu nti ese ekobo na nti na meyie na se na atotie we yi rescue from him na wa she black chele asante for chale o te de yi na atwi na si chie na obi afsa ohima abra mi so me da se man na abra ho ase na wan bani oh yeah kweku ba be ma Kwakuba Bermano, Abayan no so one no fin clanaba. Ohima bra, your frost saying, what me the yakunedu, kunedu, ohima come be. Who took to me, bro, once you busy, your bass and your power, my bano, bro, once near Wallawati and a mammy patrol you made us. Now to him, you see, you are introduced to the whole family whilst you are not a wife. Okay. All of a sudden, when their son misbehaves and you walk out, you become a public ridicule. So I tell people, if there's a funeral in my house as a girlfriend, don't attend.
Okay. So wait, let me ask you this. At what point, maybe our Bani or Bema, so they are trying to get to know each other. So at what point should the man introduce the woman to the family? And at what point should a woman take a man home and say, Bema or Peso worry me? At what point?
At the point that a young man believes that he's qualified to be a husband. You see, one of the things you've not learned is that a man should not meet you and prepare to marry you.
Okay.
A man should meet you because he is prepared
to be married.
Not meet you to prepare to marry.
Okay.
I remember the ring that I'm wearing. The price for the ring I'm wearing, if then I was going to marry my wife then, it would be too expensive for me to buy. So I bought a ring down 3 years before I met a woman that I want to get married to.
Okay.
Because in a ring shop, the finger can be open to any size. Do you understand? So you prepare to marry. Before I got married, I said, any woman I marry, the first year of the marriage, when we enter, first year I'll give her a car. Second 5 years I'll give her, and I did a budget down. It is not meant for my wife now. I tell people that my wife right now, whatever she's enjoying, it's not because it's she.
It's because you had planned for someone.
It is a package for whoever qualifies to become my wife. That was the standard. Okay. So I didn't go to town to look for a woman to help me marry her. And let me tell you one of the painful things I'll say before I leave here. If a guy breaks up with you from relationship at age 30 as a woman, that is the end of your life. Who get doomed?
In what sense? Because Obi Woja at the age of 30, no. Ebi a obetu me say she will be for at that age now. No, ebe jine wa ye na
say. Maybe I tell no. Obebia be ma do twem plan be do 30 no no jaya. O bre wasase so. If you date a guy, if you date one guy for more than 14 days in a year as a woman, you have a brain damage.
For more than
14 days in a year.
Okay.
You have a brain damage.
No, explain to me.
Explain to
oh, Debbie, maybe some of us say you sua de. If you are saying me ne mahwefo.
And then when you are supposed to sua de.
See, what you are saying is that when you are dating a man,
you are dating a guy
for more than 14
you
days.
As you are sitting right now, if you are dating a guy within the year 2021 and you date one guy in your life for more than 14 days in this year, you are a fool.
Okay.
So it means that for you to come and tell me that we've been going out for more than 3 years, I mean girls who are 30, and at 30, the marriage is not working. We'll be so almost assembly or say, the guy just broke up with me on my 30th birthday. I said, how long have we gone? We've been going out for more than 7 years now. I said,
And a medical course.
7 years. I met a lady at 26, and the guy's broken. I said, how long have you been there? I said, 8 years. Now I'm saying, yeah, 8. Ain't fit 26. Now you're saying,
not just 18.
Why will you give your life? It means a baby only guy be at more than 1 year. On go on it. That's a whole time.
Okay.
The reason is because I'm saying for the 30s.
Right.
You see, 30 doesn't come instant. So my discussion is that we prepare to meet the 30. But we get shocked we are 30 and the plans we want is not there.
Okay. What
have you done from your age that you got to a stage of a teenage and you got to 30? What input have you put in your life? This how the guy has shocked you. To say why you one there. Only need to say kunu. Why you wale o. Na so you be to say wale dada. Abranti share no pewa. Oh.
One boy.
I'm sorry, I'm engaged. Now, let me tell you this. There are only 2 rings that is accepted in the realms of the spirit. One, the first ring when it comes to a woman taking a ring is either you're taking a ring for our traditional marriage, a symbol biblically accepted for engagement, and you put on your ring finger. The second one is what I'm wearing, the ring of bigamy, where you're going to do civil marriage that I will not marry another woman again under the law. So there are 2 rings. And each of these rings, either we pour libation, we say a prayer, and then we sign legally. So what is called promise ring?
Okay. That is a more I promise ring now when I'm saying I'm engaged.
And now if you say get away, friends, Gloria Safo, movie awards. Abrante bi kokoto founded that they shared this. I'm saying 8 months said 8 months said no we no ja no to. Early kem kumoji.
Yeah.
One koto form. Anka so ko $25,000 angu. Na promise nso dey there. Baby be up obi your proposal to you in public be an ogu enu ase. If a guy proposes to you in public, he has disgraced you and disgraced femininity in the first place because the relationship should not be advertised
till you're married.
Because no be akoto form you see guy be akoto form marketplace. And again no bubo na so. And social media on fire. What is this? You are disrespectful. As a woman, will you get a man to walk into market to go? No, it's only foolish men who will kneel and ask you, "Oh, will you marry me?" And you know when they do that to you in the public, oh, then everybody says, "Oh,
say yes,
say yes." So it is not your yes.
No.
Say yes, say yes.
I get your point.
No, it's an embarrassment.
Right.
And I love women who says, "What are you doing? Get up." No, you don't. A church did that, and I insulted the pastor until they stopped.
Right.
The lady was reading an announcement in church.
No, but man,
you didn't see it on social media.
No, I didn't see that.
So the lady was reading an announcement. All of a sudden, the guy walked from the place. Oh, your announcement, nobody invited pastor. Then the guy came, knelt down in front of the church, in front of the girl. Nobody did. Will you marry me? And the whole church was like, wow. I said, Kai. No, not here.
Okay.
It's a disrespect. So most of your girls are 30. The things that they have gone through is the reason why to date they are 30 and they have so much experience. And most of them too, the reason why at 30 nothing is happening is that they have associated themselves with married people, and per the virtue of the things the married women are telling them, they think that me, if you think you meet my wife and my wife says that's for my husband, it's a disservice to you. Because my wife tells you the way I'm good. There's no kind of man again like me in town. Mm-hmm. The trouble is that you're going to be in trouble. Because
you're going to try to look for a man like...
You get. Now your head they come out.
Right.
So there are some married people who have also gone into bad relationship. They didn't get it right. It didn't work for them. And so they are telling people that our they had the money, our dear, and I'm me catch your say, so at 30, nothing is happening. Mm-hmm. And remember that age is very important.
Right.
You told me we are discussing both men and women.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the secrets. Mm-hmm. When a man is at 30, he's not lost it. Because any man who marries after 30 stays in marriage. Mm-hmm. Any man who marries before 30 looks for a wife after marriage.
Okay. Why is it so?
Because a man's life for marriage starts after 30. Let me give you the breakdown.
Okay.
In Ghana, 6 years, I say class 1. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, 24 years. Yeah, hope you say by 24 years you graduate in a university, or 25 years.
Right.
When you graduate, what do you do? National service for 1 year. You are 26, is that not it? Mm-hmm. 26 in Ghana, you are going to struggle to look for work. And do it, man, Nemusa, or bar, you son to say a credit. What must I say? My Ola Michael, my movie girls is why are there? Them just say, Obi Crack the acting. Obi Crack the floor manager with studios. Mm-hmm. Now I want to be employed because I want to go into journalism. Okay, so can I? I said, normal. Or baby, and they had sex. They told me that before they will employ me, they want to sleep with me. I said, me, not me. If once you didn't agree, shut up. If you agree, shut up. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Councillor Lutterodt.
No.
Exchanging sexual favors for a job.
It is not an exchange. You have a certificate that qualifies you to be employed.
Right.
And the manager says that even though you are qualified with your certificate, I want to have sexual intercourse with you, and you are not ready. Is it a crime?
It is.
But says who?
Because
the person
is qualified. Like you rightly said, the word used is qualified.
Is it by force for you to be employed in Bright TV?
But if it's not by force, do not ask me for sex in order to give me a job. No, because you rightly said that I'm qualified.
You are qualified for the job. And I said, even though you are qualified for the job,
right,
I want to have sexual intercourse with you before I finalize your documentation.
It is a crime. So that means in this case, when somebody comes and the person is not qualified, but the person is willing to give the sex, you give the person the job.
It's under my discretion. That is why when you take your appointment letter, they say this is the discretion and any other job that is given to you by your boss. So you are subjected to the rules that is governing my game. If you think that all the ladies here I slept with them, it's only for business. You say you won't agree. Go with your certificate. But why won't you agree? And everywhere you will hear me say Bright TV. Me say, girls know what I'm sumo. Now compared to me say I know better dancer. Hey,
oh, Councillor, they are okay.
No, you see, my problem with you is that a man says I want to sleep with you before I give you a job. Are you ready? No.
Now it doesn't. What I'm trying to say is that
you
it doesn't have to be the case. It doesn't have to be requested in the first place. You can. I mean, somewhere else in the world, it's harassment.
No, did I touch you? A request to sleep with you is harassment.
No. Why would you ask somebody? Somebody is qualified.
That is why you are 30 and still single.
Oh, come on, please.
No, see, you don't understand.
Someone is qualified for the job.
Says who?
The person is here to. You yourself.
So I am the one who is saying you are qualified for my job.
Right.
And I'm saying even though you are qualified for my job, I'm requesting for sexual intercourse. And you say no. And I say for that matter, I will employ you. Go. But why do you go and spread the news?
We will spread so that everybody will know that that's what you do.
But who said
not just say, man,
unfortunately for you, you are the only one who came that you look sumptuous for sexual intercourse. The rest are not. So it's a privilege for you.
Anyway.
So you see, people are working with some myth in the mind.
Right.
And the myth is the reason why they are still single.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? They meet opportune people for them to marry them. So at 30, marriage is not coming. What has been your input? Okay. You have lived with this guy like you are married with him. Obi about can be a guy out here, I don't want to become unfaithful to this guy. He's been in the US because of me. He's getting his masters. When he comes back, go to me, your master's partner, choki get be to Ghana.
But Kansa, you made a statement say when you date a man in this, this area where you date a man for more than 14 days in a year. First of all, what you can say obi date you be a
dating is not a relationship. It's fixing date and time to meet to discuss the demographic data of an individual. So it's not a relationship.
You know, so for more than 14 days, that is, as you rightly described, dating, maybe a macro date, you are getting to know each other. So after the 14 days, what happens next?
Is it qualified?
That's when you decide.
Does it fall within? Okay. Because that's why the first thing you need is to go for premarital counseling. Okay. As for the church, they have deceivers. Premarital counseling is not when you find a guy.
Okay.
As a single girl working, you want to make a decision to marry. You walk to a counselor's office, professional counselor. Then you discover yourself. So you know the taste of the type of man you want to be your husband in future, and the father of your children. So you know the taste of a woman you want to have as your wife, and the mother of your children in future. Your family has what we call the demographic data of your family and the expedition to your family's kingdom. They hate Ewes because Ewes like you do. They hate Ashantis because they agree the mentality for building homes in their family house. They hate Gans because they don't like traveling. They like to stay in one place and become big like you. You know, and the Ewes and the Fantis, anything at all, country book, you go, you know they inside. Ask for the Northerners, anywhere you take them, they'll make the place dirty. So they don't want them to marry. So this is their mind. And that's the family's mind.
Okay.
So once you have this behind your mind, you go to the counselor. And the counselor will help you develop a questionnaire in your mind. So you can start dating men. So how on earth are you dating me? And you leave me on your sheet alone for 5 years, 2 years. Are you serious? You are supposed to date multiple people.
Okay.
Because it is not sexual exploration.
Okay.
We are discussing health. To know because you can meet a guy you think, somebody has been with this guy for more than 3 years. And she met the guy when she was 29. So 3 years plus 29 is more than 30. That's about 32.
Right.
Recently the girl says, okay, they want to make a decision to marry. When we met the guy is SC. His electrophoresis is SC. And the girl is AS. So SCAS. Under no circumstance will I encourage the two of them to become husband and wife. Right now, she thinks that she has invested her life 3 years. So, they may see me, Jimmy said, Jimmy anymore.
Okay, Counselor.
So, there are things you want to know at dating level. So, don't date one guy for more than 14 days. Let there be more guys in your net. A lot of mosquitoes giving you malaria. That is why people cannot surprise you at Bright TV. You are dating a guy, and all of a sudden, he comes to surprise you at Bright TV. And your birthday on set. Then a guy comes, with your producer, they become one. And all of a sudden, they come to bring you a cake on your birthday. And they say, somebody brought you a birthday cake. Then your guy. Me, those days I was dating girls. Those times before I got married. On my birthday, I bought 15 cake, 12 cake, 22 cake. On my birthday. Obia diesi ho. Table na yaya di kesi.
And so I am
not. Me yo. Me young ba ne yo. Mo amode ba ye no. Mo te form ho. Ye ni obi antwa picture. Wo cake wo ho. Dia mi pe na mi twa. Na mi twa you can say, and then I saw you cutting the cake. You cut only this cake. Where is this cake coming from? The engineer another day. That anybody who calls you and say, where are you? If a guy is dating you and can walk to your house unannounced, let him go back home unannounced.
Yeah, that's one I agree with you.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
If a guy is dating you and he can't be on call waiting, who were you talking to? And you told me you were going to sleep. And I tried to get to you on WhatsApp. And at 12:25,
I saw you online.
Yes, I was online. But I sent you a message, you didn't respond. I saw a message, but I didn't feel to respond to you. No. There are a lot of people there.
Okay.
And within the category, you fell within to. And so don't let one guy be the only person. So when I meet people saying that, me boss, way pay, me ne share, or no, and I be saying, you've not.
It's not an achievement.
Because singleness is not a curse. It's a stage.
Right.
That you move. But you need to prepare. You see, dating and courting are two different topics. That's why I don't want to mingle the two. But I'm saying that you should have a plan. And your plan should not be that God only me now. No, say me money church will be a sorry no be any no. And our ambassador is and George was here. No, don't do that. Let there be more people so that in your dating category Go for professional counseling so you know the questions to ask. But when you meet a guy on the table, there are questions you ask. You don't go and now I go and I meet people on dates and they will be out on the phone. So
everybody's chatting.
So for 1 hour, both of us are on the table.
Right.
And now we are busy on our phones. What do we know from the person? You go on a date with somebody and I like us to talk about everything, but as for my father, if you bring my father here, our story will end because that stupid man is the one who has made me become what I am today. So you can ask me any question. But if you ask me where is my father, and I will show you that any man who has no connection with the father, if you marry him, he will destroy your life.
What about a woman who has no connection?
Any woman who doesn't know who her father is, if you marry her, the marriage will collapse.
No, so nimne papa, but if you are not in papa new relationship,
now,
we have to wrap up.
Then you don't know your father.
Okay.
You can't tell me I'm your father. I have no relationship. And now the Rollins, the alleged daughter, we are part of the public. What go share Rollins phone? Now you say Rollins in mark corner yiba. Now we be doing as what? You see, there are things you can't crack a crack. I don't know.
Counselor, before we wrap up. Right. Okay.
What would that?
Many Councillor Lutterodt and I Chichin Komo. The topic up for discussion today is single at 30. The last question, and he will wrap it up before we go, is Councillor, me pacho, ofe will say standards are a young be set momo. And also can who be now at the age of 30 or single. And for a woman, is it okay to have standards?
Thank you. I mean, it might be a major topic we'll discuss.
Right.
Let me just do a very short one. It's a whole topic because in the first place, monkeys play
by sizes.
Right. So if you don't have a standard, just anything at all will come for you. You understand? I mean, there are people who have gone into marrying just anything and it has not worked for them. So have a standard. Have a standard in your operation. There should be an SOP for you. You can date everything, but it's not everything that can become your husband. Look at Fia Schwarzenegger going to Kaya Abrokwa. It was Abrokwa because at the end of the day, Abrokwa married Fia Schwarzenegger to her house. And once she was living in her house, she was living like she's not married. So you should know your standard. If you have a house like Moesha in Trasaco, don't marry a guy who lives in Choco Avenue because at the end of the day, you should. Standards are very important. And don't date just anything. So those of you who have set standard with married men and rich men, make sure you become a second wife. It will help you because you cannot go and date a rich man like
come and marry
somebody like Desmond. You see. I mean, you can't descend. And it's forward ever.
Right, backwards never.
So be careful when you set good standard. And women don't need anything to marry except their beauty and their femininity. So keep this. You don't need a car. You don't need a house. Once you are a woman and you are beautiful and you have a female organ for sexual intercourse, you are qualified for marriage. But remember that don't be a national service person to be married.
Okay.
Because you need employment so that you can feed
your wife,
your family,
and your kids.
And your kids as well.
Rightly said by Councillor Lutterodt. Every woman is qualified for marriage so long as you're beautiful and have a sexual organ. Councillor, I mean, we'll be discussing more later.
All right, okay. So if I'm leaving, I mean, I have a ginger chips here. I keep telling people. The last week, the last time I came around, I gave Kofori one. And he has recovered from his sexual defiances and challenges. It's not just about the Viagra. He drinks Viagra and he chews the ginger. Kofori wish everything. One of the things he never wants to lose is his manhood. And so he chews the ginger. But some of us, it's not a manhood we don't want to lose. I know I'll lose mine because I'm married to just one woman and I'm going to lose it very soon. But for my immune system booster, I use ginger. So just get one bottle for yourself. And I always tell people that I'm responsible for my comment. The lady who interviewed me have nothing to offer. That's why I came. So if you don't understand anything, call me on 0277 609 644. 0277 609 644 is my number. I spoke. Me na me kasai. Unti bi biasia. Frame. Bright TV for the frame ba ha. Me be ye dede wa ha. Obi du ukunu twempna. Da nyame ase. Enye ntokwa. Na se ukunu ye. Niefu nya kese enti no be wi kakra. Ensa. Mo bi wi bi. Ni shira.
Councillor, that's a baby. See, it's also a friend.